Hello and welcome to Twitter for Educators in Pawtucket. What we're going to do today is we're going to explore Twitter after you have signed on and put in your information to actually access your Twitter page. Your Twitter page will look like this when it comes up on your computer. If you're doing it on your phone, it'll be organized a little bit differently, but these things will all be there. So what I want to do is give you a little bit of a tour so you can see what Twitter is all about. Right now, we're on what we call as our homepage. And you can see here, we've got three sections. We've got a column here, we've got this column in the middle, and then we've got a column over here. So let's start in the middle. This right here, which you see, is your Twitter feed. You can see that I've got my Twitter feed. When I was creating the slideshow that goes along with this, I had to get the screenshots for each step of the sign-in process. So I created a Twitter for my dog. You can see here we've got his avatar or his picture, his name, Rody, and you can see his handle here, which is at RodyDog. Okay. You will have a handle that you should see on your screen when you sign up, and most likely it's going to be your first and last name with a couple numbers after it. Okay. I'm going to talk about how to change that in a little bit if you decide to change that. You will also see, as you scroll down, I've added a couple pictures. You also see the option, they show you who to follow. So here's some people that you can follow. And then when we scroll down, we just see more things that showed up in Rody's Twitter feed. And like I said, when you start to follow more and more people, their things will show up in your Twitter feed. Okay. If you come over here to this column here, you can see the Twitter bird. You see home, and both clicking on either one of these will bring you back to this page here, which is your home screen. Then you can see Explore, and you see that Explore has the hashtag with it. Okay. Hashtags are used on Twitter to organize related tweets that come from different people. And we'll talk more about that in 1 second. But right now, you can see when we explore, this is kind of like what's happening or what's trending on Twitter. You can see across the top, there's some big topics. You see COVID-19, which is obviously a big topic right now. You can see trending. You can see news, sports, fun, entertainment. All right. So if I click on trending, for example, this will be hashtags or stories that are trending. So you see right now with the unrest out in Minneapolis, you can see Minneapolis riots with the hashtag are trending. And then you kind of see they go in order, the number 3 trending topic, number 4 trending topic, and so on. And this you can scroll all the way down. In addition, while you're on this, you can also search for specific people if you know their name or their Twitter handle. So if I decide I want to search for my classroom Twitter, which is at Boff Smart Lab, and you can see as I type, things start popping up. So it pops up right there. I can click on it. And this takes me to the screen for my classroom Twitter feed. All right. And you can see the information here. You can see who follows, who I follow, or who the classroom follows, and so forth. All right. I'm going to go back to my home screen. So I'm going to click on home, and that will take me back. I'm going to go back to Explore, and I want to show you how a hashtag search works. Okay. So I showed you how to search for a specific person. This time, I'm going to show you how to search for a hashtag. And if you know what the hashtag is, you just put the hashtag or pound sign or number sign, depending on what familiarity you have with it. And we're going to say hashtag, and we're going to use one that we use at Goff, which is Goff Pride. And when I type that in, you can see with the hashtag, different people have posted different pictures or different information, different tweets, and each tweet has the hashtag Goff Pride, which allows us to search for certain things. And when you scroll through, you can see different people have posted different things using this hashtag. So if I was a parent or a teacher at Goff and I wanted to share some information or I wanted it to be able to be seen, I would put in the hashtag Goff Pride. Okay. And some of these are out there, some of them you can create your own. We created Goff Pride at Goff for the ability to search and find things that we do. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my home screen and I'm going to come back to the Explorer. because I want to show you one other thing that can happen too. So not just pictures or things like that, but I was actually at a conference. I was out at the ISTE conference in 2018, and there was a hashtag that was just for the conference. And again, you can search through and you can find things that came up from that conference. Okay. So, and as it searches, there'll be more of these things, but for right now, it's just showing us a couple. When you actually do your search, it will show up and you can find them. All right. Next up on our list here is notifications. So, if I wanted to tweet out something and I wanted to tweet it at somebody, I could come up here and see this is where I'm going to create my tweet. I'm going to type in at off smart lab. And again, it pops up. And if I wanted to say something to Goff Smart Lab, I could type it in there and then I would hit tweet. And that would take, that would go to the Goff Smart Lab Twitter feed. You can see that I can also add in a picture. And that will go to my computer and pull it from there. If you're on your phone, that will pull from your phone's pictures. I can add a GIF or a GIF, depending on how you prefer it pronounced. And that will give you some of those little pictures that move if you're not sure what that is. You can also add in a poll. You can add in some emojis. And you can also schedule your tweet when you want it to drop. So I can schedule this if I want it to show up on June 2nd at 11:50 in the morning. That's entirely possible. Just click confirm. And then on that time, at that date, at that time, it will show up. And you can also see you've got your time zone there. Okay. So the other thing here, this is your circle that kind of shows you how many characters that you can use. You may remember that Twitter uses 280 characters, and that is all you're allowed. If you go over 280, it won't let you hit the tweet button. Okay. And you can add more than one tweet. So if you go over 280, you can click that little plus, and then you can keep going into another tweet if you've got that much to say. All right. And that's how you tweet. I'm going to discard that. And that's sending a tweet. All right. Also, you can use something here. Let's look at this right here. This is a tweet that Rody sent yesterday, actually this morning. It's his birthday. If you wanted to reply to a tweet, you'd click reply. If I wanted to retweet this, and this would be somebody else's tweet. If I saw something that I liked and I wanted to reply to it, I'd click reply. If I wanted to retweet it, I can just retweet it as is, or I can add a comment. So if I wanted to share this with somebody, I could add in somebody else's handle. Again, well, let's say Goff Middle this time. So if I wanted to share this with Goff Middle School, I'd click on at Goff Middle, and I could share this with them, and they could see that it's Rody's birthday. I could also put a message in there. Hey, check it out. Okay? And that's how you can retweet something. All right, we're going to discard that. And right here, I can like something. I can click on this and I can send it with direct message. I can add it to a bookmarks, or I can copy it to tweet. Okay, same thing, I can schedule as well. I'm sorry, no, that's the analytics, my bad. So you can click on analytics, you can see how many people saw this, how many engagements. All right, so right now, Rody's birthday has been seen by 26 people, and then engagements means 5 people kind of clicked at it, looked at it, retweeted it, whatever. All right, so that's the tweet here. Next up, I believe I mentioned notifications, which tells you somebody tweeted at you. Messages, this is kind of like an internal message system where you can instant message with each other. It's direct message. So if I wanted to reach out to somebody and send them a kind of a private message, I can do that. All right. Also, we can bookmark, which means if I wanted to create a list of tweets to kind of go back and look at, I can add them to the bookmark. I can create different lists, which allows me to see certain people. Let's say I wanted to see all the people from, I don't know, Boston Red Sox players. I can create a list of all of the players. I can do this with teachers at a certain school, or, mathematics Twitter people that I want to follow, that sort of thing. If you click on your profile, this will bring up your profile as other people see it here. So you can see Rhodey's profile. You can see his avatar. You can see his banner picture there. You can see his statement, I'm a lucky pup. And this can be changed at any time. You can go in, add a new picture, add a new avatar. You can change your bio here. Whatever you want to do, it's all changeable. You can come down here and change it when you go to more. Under more, you can see topics, you can see moments, Twitter ads, you can change your settings and privacy, all sorts of things that are in there. Perhaps you have color preferences. You can change it to white, you can change it to black, you can change it to dim. You can have different color settings. So if I change it to orange, I click on orange, you can see the highlights show up in orange. You can make it super dark, however you want it to look, that's entirely up to you. All right. So that's the menu side over here. Finally, you see the big tweet button here. If you want to send a tweet again, you can click on that and this window pops up when we've gone through that. All right. So far, that is the menu here, your Twitter feed. If you come over here on this side, you can see suggested people for you, and they will kind of look at the people that you follow, the things that you click on, and that kind of recommends, who you might want to follow, and so on. Also down here, you see what's happening. Okay. Over here on the side is if you have more than one Twitter handle, you can click on the drop down and switch between your Twitter handles. All right. So what I want to do now is I want to bring you back to the home, and then we're going to go explore. And I want to share with you a couple of people. So let's say I go into education and I hit enter. And now the topic of education pops up, and you can see I can follow the topic. So this isn't following a specific person. This is following the topic of education. So people who have kind of been identified as educators or in the education field will show up in here. All right. This will also recommend some people. You can view all of their recommended. You can scroll through. Let's say I find somebody I want to follow. So Alice Keeler here is somebody that I follow. Alice is very big with Google. You can see some of the books that she's written. You can see her avatar, her bio, her information. She's got a link to her website, and you can see she follows 5,744 people. She has 162,000 followers. If you're not familiar with Alice Keeler, she does a lot with Google and different types of the Google platform. So I want to go in, and you can see she's got her pinned tweet here. And if I click on her name, it's going to take me right to her page again, like we just did. But I can kind of see who she follows by clicking on followers. And as I scroll through this, I might find somebody that I find interesting. So for example, let's say as I go through this, let's say I want to know more about NCTM resources. I click on that and I can follow the NCTM. I can find their webpage, their handle. Anybody I want to follow, I'm just going to click follow here. And when I click on them, their tweets will then show up in my homepage. Okay. So what you may want to do is search for things that you are interested in. We have a big Steam push going on, so perhaps Steam is something you're interested in. You can find a lot of Twitter information about Steam. Remember too that Twitter is for many different things. So Steam, you see Steam Whistle. You may find Steam as a video game platform. So you may want to be careful. You may want to add some words to make it a little clearer what you're looking for. So Steam Education, you can see I type it in, it shows up as an @ here, so somebody's handle. So I might check them out and say, okay, who are these people? What are they showing me? All right. And that's basically Twitter in a nutshell. You're going to kind of search, you're going to find people or organizations that you're interested in, and you're going to build your followers. Once you start following people, you're going to find that they turn around and follow you back, or you may show up in something that somebody else finds you interested in, and they will follow you. So as you do this, you kind of build your network and see what you're interested in, what you find, out there for you, and yeah, have fun with it. There's a lot that you can find. I've found so much information about the field of technology, which is what I teach on Twitter. So go ahead and check it out. Thanks for watching.